Most of the people in the United States live in or near a town just like this one. The newsboy has the quiet streets pretty much to himself early in the morning. He doesn't miss many houses. The daily paper keeps this town in touch with the world. The postman brings more personal news. He's an old friend of most of the people on his route. The milkman, too, knows quite a bit about the folks who live on the street. This is a street of neighbors. The town is beginning to stir. It's after 7. And today is a special day. The day a new mayor is to be chosen. But election day or not, the town starts the morning by getting its face cleaned and opening shop. For the early bird, the man who wants to vote before going to work, the election machinery is all ready. First, he signs the registry book, an open list that identifies the voters. Each political party has a representative at the table to protect the voting rights of the constituency. He then goes into a booth where he records his choice in secrecy. The candidates are listed in columns, and each column represents a political party. But the voter may choose those individuals in either party that seem to him best fitted for holding office. Then he hands his folded ballot to the election official in charge, who puts it unopened into a locked ballot box. In 1,000 homes all over the town, men are finishing breakfast, saying goodbye to their families, and going off to their jobs, in stores, in factories, or in offices. It's 7:45 now. Friends who live in the outskirts ride to work together. But most people can walk downtown in a few minutes. The shopping district is coming to life. The merchants get to their stores just a few minutes before their first customers. The daily routine of getting ready for business is different at each shop. But one thing is done by all. They clean their windows and sidewalks. The town has a factory where diesel engines are made. Nearly a fourth of the townspeople earn their living in this building. This particular workday begins with a conference. The plant manager is discussing a new design with the engineer and the production chief. By changing certain materials, they hope to produce an engine that is lighter and sturdier than their present models. Although the production chief thinks it looks good on paper, he's not sure that the idea is practicable. He suggests talking it over with the foreman, who will have the responsibility of turning the blueprint into a diesel engine. It's this kind of teamwork that keeps factories running smoothly, and governments too. The whole town is run on the same system of cooperation. This is election day, so the citizens talk it over, right out in the open. They're talking it over, and in the meantime getting on with their daily chores. There's a town to keep going. For some, it's shopping for the family. The housewife usually knows exactly what she wants, for she has learned what foods are needed to keep her family healthy. The morning is over. The townspeople, except for school children, do not go to their homes for lunch. Today, many will use the noon recess for a visit to the polling places. They take this duty seriously, for they have seen what happens when people do not safeguard the right to choose their own leaders, or when they do not do their choosing carefully. The children's return to school is the surest sign that the noon hour is over. This is the free high school which all children must attend until they are 16. This building is an expression of the community's hope and its faith in the future. The school offers a general course that may prepare the child for more advanced work in the university, or may simply train his habits of thought and action for the problems he will meet in everyday life. In this town's high school, the students are taught to unearth knowledge for themselves. By stressing the value of the free public library and by teaching the children how to use it effectively, the librarian opens great vistas to them. The children are also taught the mechanics of the world in which they live. It is never too soon to begin learning the democratic procedures by which this town manages its community business. By 3 o'clock, the school day has come to an end. Their bicycles will carry the children to their varied ideas of leisure and relaxation. For some, it will be a game of football. For others, helping mother with the housework. Other youngsters will go to the suburbs to fish. It is still light when the closing whistle marks the end of the factory workday. It's cool now, and so, just right for a little work in the garden. This is the time of the day when family life comes into its own. This is the town at home, relaxed, easy, neighborly. But this day has a special ending. The last voters are at the polls. At 6 o'clock, the polls close, and the activity at the telephone central office betrays the concern that the town has in the results of the election. Ralph Corbin, an inspector at the factory, is already at the radio to hear the first returns. The candidates and their close friends often wait for the news at the clubhouse of their particular political party. Word is flashed that candidate Johnson is 250 votes ahead, as reports come in from the first 20 polls. But Mayor Clark's friends are not giving up. In some houses, friends have come in to share the radio and enjoy the evening's excitement. This family, like many others in town, is sharply divided in opinion. But there is no ill will in the conflict between father and son. As a matter of fact, the father is probably secretly pleased that the boy is learning to form his own opinions. And then, the official announcement. Mayor Clark is re-elected. Now that it's over, everybody accepts the results. By bedtime on election night, the town has chosen one neighbor to speak and act for all.